Welcome to Obscure Legends, the channel that unearths the most captivating and lesser-known tales from around the world. I'm your host, and today we're diving into a chilling mystery that's been haunting the shores of a remote Canadian lake for over a century. Picture this: a pristine lake nestled in the heart of Alberta's wilderness. Towering pines surround its crystal-clear waters, their reflections shimmering under the moonlight. But as night falls, an eerie mist begins to rise, and with it comes a figure that shouldn't exist. A man dressed in tattered 19th century mining gear emerges from the shadows. His pickaxe strikes ghostly rock, the sound echoing across the water. His eyes, filled with an otherworldly desperation, scan the shoreline. But this is no living prospector. This is the phantom miner of Haskell Lake. For generations, campers and locals alike have reported sightings of this spectral figure, always searching, never finding. But what is he looking for? And what tragic tale led to his eternal hunt? Get ready to uncover the secrets of Haskell Lake, where gold fever meets the supernatural, and where the line between legend and reality blurs with every ghostly appearance. This is the tale of the Phantom Miner, a story of greed, mystery, and a treasure that may be more curse than blessing. So dim the lights, settle in, and prepare to be transported to a place where the past refuses to stay buried. The Phantom Miner of Haskell Lake. As the mist rises from the placid surface of Haskell Lake, a lone figure emerges from the shadows of the dense forest. His tattered clothes and weathered face speak of a bygone era, but it's the ethereal glow surrounding him that sends shivers down the spines of unsuspecting campers. With each step, the sound of pickaxe striking stone echoes across the water, though the spectral miner carries no tools. His eyes, filled with an otherworldly determination, scan the shoreline as if searching for something long lost. Welcome to Haskell Lake, where the boundary between the living and the dead blurs, and the legend of the Phantom Miner continues to haunt both locals and visitors alike. Nestled in the heart of Alberta's rugged wilderness, Haskell Lake has long been a hidden gem for outdoor enthusiasts and nature lovers. Located approximately 250 kilometers northwest of Edmonton, this pristine body of water is surrounded by thick boreal forest and rolling hills, creating a picturesque backdrop that seems almost too perfect to be real. The lake's crystal-clear waters teem with fish, while its shores provide sanctuary to a diverse array of wildlife. The area's history is as rich as its natural beauty. Indigenous peoples, including the Cree and Dene, have inhabited the region for thousands of years, their stories and traditions intertwined with the land itself. European settlers arrived in the late 19th century, drawn by rumors of untapped resources and the promise of a new frontier. It was during this period of exploration and settlement that the seeds of the Phantom Miner legend were first sown. The discovery of gold in the nearby Klondike region in 1896 sparked a frenzy of prospecting across Western Canada. While the major gold rushes occurred further north, the promise of riches attracted fortune seekers to even the most remote corners of Alberta. One such prospector was James "Lucky" McCullough, a Scottish immigrant who arrived in Canada with dreams of striking it rich. Unlike many of his contemporaries who flocked to the well-known goldfields, McCullough was convinced that untold wealth lay hidden in the less explored regions of Alberta. His journey eventually led him to the shores of Haskell Lake in the summer of 1898. As the story goes, Lucky McCullough arrived at Haskell Lake with nothing more than a few basic supplies, his trusty pickaxe, and an unwavering belief in his own good fortune. The locals, mostly indigenous people and a handful of trappers, regarded the newcomer with a mixture of curiosity and skepticism. McCullough, however, was undeterred by their doubts. For weeks, the determined prospector scoured the lakeshore and surrounding hills, his pickaxe a constant companion. Many nights, the sound of metal striking stone could be heard echoing across the still waters as McCullough worked tirelessly by the light of his lantern. The locals began to whisper among themselves, some claiming that the Scotsman had gone mad with gold fever, while others speculated that he might actually be onto something. As summer turned to fall, McCullough's demeanor changed. He became more secretive, avoiding contact with others and venturing deeper into the forest for longer periods. Those who did catch a glimpse of him noted a wild look in his eyes and an almost manic energy about him. Rumors began to circulate that Lucky had indeed found gold in substantial amounts of it. On a crisp October morning, a trapper named Jean-Baptiste Leblanc stumbled upon McCullough's camp near the eastern shore of the lake. The site appeared to have been hastily abandoned, with supplies scattered about and McCullough's prized pickaxe left behind, something the meticulous prospector would never do intentionally. Of Lucky himself, there was no sign. A search party was quickly organized, but despite days of combing the area, no trace of James McCullough was ever found. As winter set in and the lake froze over, hope of finding the missing prospector alive dwindled. The mystery of his disappearance, however, was just beginning. It was the following spring when the first sightings of the phantom miner were reported. A group of Cree hunters camping near the lake awoke in the middle of the night to the distinct sound of a pickaxe striking stone. When they emerged from their tents, they saw a ghostly figure moving along the shoreline, seemingly engaged in the act of mining. As they approached, the figure vanished into thin air, leaving behind only the lingering echo of his ethereal labors. Over the years, similar accounts began to accumulate. Campers would report seeing a solitary figure walking the shores of Haskell Lake at night, always with the same description. A man in tattered 19th century clothing, carrying a phantom pickaxe, his form surrounded by a pale, otherworldly glow. Some claimed to hear whispered muttering in a Scottish brogue, while others reported finding mysterious scratchings on trees and rocks, markings that would disappear by morning. One particularly chilling encounter occurred in the summer of 1956, when a family on a camping trip claimed to have been awoken by the sound of digging outside their tent. The father, mustering his courage, unzipped the tent flap to investigate. There, not 10 feet away, stood the spectral form of a man furiously digging at the ground with an invisible tool. The ghost, noticing the man's presence, turned and fixed him with a stare so intense and filled with desperation that the camper was paralyzed with fear. After what seemed like an eternity, the apparition simply faded away, leaving behind a perfectly undisturbed patch of earth where it had been digging. As word of these encounters spread, Haskell Lake began to attract a different kind of visitor. Ghost hunters, paranormal investigators, and thrill seekers flocked to the area, hoping to catch a glimpse of the legendary phantom miner. While many left disappointed, a few returned with stories that only added to the growing legend. In 1972, a team of paranormal researchers spent a week camping at various locations around the lake. On their final night, they captured what they claimed was audio evidence of the ghost. The recording, which has since been analyzed by numerous experts, contains the faint sound of metal striking stone, followed by a voice with a distinct Scottish accent muttering, "It's here. I know it's here." And the 1980s brought a renewed interest in the legend when a group of amateur treasure hunters arrived at Haskell Lake, convinced that Lucky McCullough's lost gold was still hidden somewhere in the area. Armed with metal detectors and guided by a self-proclaimed psychic, the group spent weeks searching the lakeshore and surrounding forest. While they never found any gold, several members of the expedition reported strange occurrences, including equipment malfunctions, inexplicable cold spots, and the sensation of being watched. One member of the group, a man named Derek Lawson, had a particularly unsettling experience. While searching a secluded cove on the western side of the lake, Lawson claims to have stumbled upon an old weathered map tucked into a crevice between two rocks. As he unfolded the fragile paper, he was startled by a sudden gust of icy wind and the overwhelming feeling that someone was standing right behind him. When he turned, he saw the misty outline of a man reaching out towards him. Lawson dropped the map and fled in terror. When he returned later with his companions, both the map and the crevice where he had found it had vanished. The legend of the phantom miner took a dark turn in the early 2000s when a series of accidents and disappearances occurred around Haskell Lake. In 2003, 2 hikers went missing while exploring the northern shore. Despite an extensive search, no trace of them was ever found. The following year, a solo camper was found wandering in a state of shock, babbling about a glowing man who had led him deep into the forest before vanishing. These incidents led local authorities to consider closing the area to the public, but the allure of the legend proved too strong. Instead, signs were posted warning visitors about the potential dangers and advising them to stay on marked trails. In recent years, the advent of social media and easily accessible video equipment has led to a surge in phantom miner sightings and encounters being shared online. While many of these can be easily dismissed as hoaxes or misidentifications, a few stand out as particularly compelling. One such incident occurred in 2018 when a group of university students on a geology field trip captured what appears to be the ghostly figure of a man walking across the surface of the lake at dusk. The video, which has been scrutinized by countless viewers and experts, shows a translucent figure moving steadily across the water, leaving no ripples in its wake. What makes this footage particularly intriguing is that it was captured inadvertently while the students were filming a time-lapse of the sunset. Another notable encounter took place in the summer of 2020 when a family staying at a nearby campground reported a series of strange occurrences over the course of several nights. They described hearing the sound of digging and muttered conversations coming from the lakeshore after midnight. On their final night, the family's young daughter woke her parents, claiming that a glowing man was standing at the foot of her bed, asking for help finding his treasure. When the parents rushed to investigate, they found the girl's room empty but unnaturally cold. As the legend of the phantom miner has grown, so too has the speculation about its origins and meaning. Some locals believe that Lucky McCullough's spirit is doomed to forever search for the gold he found but never got to claim in life. Others suggest that the ghost is actually a protective spirit, warning people away from the dangers hidden beneath the lake's serene surface. Indigenous elders in the area have their own interpretations of the phenomenon. Some see it as a manifestation of the land's spirits, disturbed by the greed and destruction brought by the gold rushes. Others view it as a cautionary tale about the dangers of obsession and the importance of respecting the natural world. Skeptics, of course, have their own explanations for the phantom miner sightings. They point to the power of suggestion, the effects of isolation in the wilderness, and the human tendency to see patterns and meaning in random events. Some have suggested that the legend may have been deliberately cultivated by locals to attract tourists or discourage overdevelopment of the area. Despite these rational explanations, the legend of the phantom miner continues to captivate the imagination of those who hear it. Each year, countless visitors make the journey to Haskell Lake, hoping to experience something beyond the ordinary. Some come seeking thrills, others in search of answers to life's great mysteries, and a few perhaps are drawn by the same promise of untold riches that first brought Lucky McCullough to these shores over a century ago. As technology advances and our understanding of the natural world grows, one might expect the legend of the phantom miner to fade into obscurity. Yet if anything, interest in the ghostly prospector seems to be growing. In an age of constant connectivity and instant gratification, there's something compelling about a mystery that remains unsolved, a story that resists easy explanation. Recent developments have only added to the intrigue surrounding Haskell Lake. In 2021, a team of geologists conducting a survey of the area made an unexpected discovery. Using ground-penetrating radar, they detected what appeared to be a network of tunnels or caverns beneath the lakebed. While natural cave systems are not uncommon in the region, the regular pattern of these subterranean structures suggested they might be man-made. This finding has led to speculation that Lucky McCullough may have discovered more than just surface gold deposits. Could he have stumbled upon an extensive underground mining operation, perhaps dating back to some unknown prehistoric civilization? Or might these tunnels be the work of McCullough himself, driven to extraordinary lengths by his gold fever? The possibility of hidden underground structures has rekindled interest in the legend among historians and archaeologists. Some have begun to revisit old records and local folklore, searching for any clues that might shed light on the lake's hidden history. Others are calling for a full-scale excavation of the site, though such efforts face significant logistical and environmental challenges. For now, the tunnels beneath Haskell Lake remain unexplored, their secrets, if any, still waiting to be revealed. This new mystery has only added another layer to the legend of the phantom miner, ensuring that the story will continue to be told and retold for generations to come. As the sun sets over Haskell Lake, casting long shadows across its placid surface, one can't help but feel a sense of anticipation. Will this be the night that the phantom miner makes an appearance? Will some lucky visitor finally uncover the truth behind Lucky McCullough's disappearance and the source of his fabled gold? Or perhaps the real treasure is not gold at all, but the legend itself, a story that connects us to the past, ignites our imagination, and reminds us that there are still mysteries in this world that defy easy explanation. As we conclude our exploration of the phantom miner of Haskell Lake, we're left with more questions than answers. What really happened to James Lucky McCullough on that fateful night in 1898? Is his restless spirit truly doomed to wander the shores of the lake for eternity? And what secrets lie hidden in the mysterious tunnels beneath the lake bed? These questions continue to captivate the minds of locals, visitors, and researchers alike. Each new sighting, each unexplained phenomenon, adds another thread to the rich tapestry of this enduring legend. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, there's no denying the power of the phantom miner's story to inspire wonder, spark curiosity, and perhaps even challenge our understanding of the world around us. As you ponder these mysteries, consider this. What would you do if you found yourself face to face with the ghostly prospector on a moonlit night by Haskell Lake? Would you run in fear, or would you stay and try to unravel the secrets he's been guarding for over a century? The legend of the phantom miner reminds us that sometimes the most valuable treasures are not made of gold, but of the stories we tell and the mysteries we choose to believe in. It invites us to look beyond the surface, to question what we think we know, and to remain open to the possibility that there are still wonders in this world waiting to be discovered. So the next time you find yourself near a secluded lake, surrounded by the whispers of the forest and the echoes of the past, keep your eyes and ears open. You never know when you might encounter a legend in the making. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the legend of the phantom miner of Haskell Lake, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever experienced something unexplainable in the wilderness? Do you know of other lesser-known urban legends that deserve more attention? Share your stories and opinions in the comments below. And if you want to stay up to date with more fascinating tales of the unexplained, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We're always on the hunt for the next great mystery to unravel, and we'd love to have you join us on this journey into the unknown. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Who knows? The next video could be about a legend from your very own backyard. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your mind curious, and remember, sometimes the best stories are the ones that can't be easily explained.